Hi.
Hello.
Good morning.
Welcome to the
Shmooze.
We're so happy to be here.
We are.
Yeah.
Each time it gives me energy, and I'm smiling whenever I think about it.
Yeah.
And we hope that this does something for you. We hope that this gives you a smile, a lift.
Right.
To your day also.
And that's what we do in our daily life. We try to make people happy.
Yeah.
And soon it's the month of Adar, and I'd love to come to all kinds of,
Book her now. Book her now.
Give my happiness workshop. And so we're going to talk today about this series. And Tova saw it for the first time.
I did.
And I saw it already twice. It's called WandaVision.
Sorry.
Okay.
I was watching the show. Maybe I need to know more about Marvel characters. Right. I only know Superman. But I was like, what? Huh? What is this? It's like this nice little couple living in this nice little perfect house in the 50s, and then bam! Like, huh? What? And then so I got, that Vision was this computer guy, and he had to like have a cover face and okay, yay. And then all of a sudden the twins can age themselves. All of a sudden she's living in the 80s. I did not understand this show at all.
It's weird.
Okay.
It's weird. Let's start like this. It's weird. Every chapter, weird stuff happens. And we get to understand that there's more to what you see on the cover. Like you said, it starts very simple, very like 50s, and everything's perfect, and everything's nice, and the laughter. And then the next show, it's already the 60s, and then the 70s, and the characters, like if it starts in black and white, then it turns into color. And then we discover that there is this world that is disconnected from the regular world. And that's where Wanda creates her own vision, with Vision. The Vision is the guy. But like she creates a world and she controls the minds of the people in the world because she wants to live in a perfect world.
That was kind of scary. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, that was really...
It is scary.
All of a sudden I'm going to look at my neighbors in a new way. And like I've had some pretty weird neighbors. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh.
And the outside world continues to try and connect with them, with the world that she created, and to influence
That's
it.
why the FBI came in and everything.
Yeah.
That was just like really weird. It was like a fear of the unknown, like the whole FBI scenario. And that black woman, she was a witch. She was not a witch. She had superpowers. I was trying to follow it, and I'm like, huh? what? Like, I was totally like lost.
Yeah. So I don't watch the Marvel movies, but my kids like sort of explained to me that she sort of like resurrected Vision. He was dead. The bad guy took his stone off his head and he was dead. And she wanted to live with him. He was her love. So she created this whole stuff with her powers, and she created children. And at the end of the show, she realizes how wrong it is to control other people's life, even though it makes you feel like better. And she lets go of everything.
Okay, you're giving me like a whole different explanation, because at the last episode, he turns to her and he says, "What am I?" And she says, "You're my sadness, you're my memories, you're my love, something, and I created you." And I'm like, what? We had to wait 9 chapters to get to this? And then she's standing at the place where her house was, and there was nothing there. I'm like, what's up with that? Like, no, that's not how it's supposed to end. Like, it's not supposed to end like this. No. I no.
Okay, so for me, why I wanted you to watch this series is that I think it relates strongly to our time and our, trying to make things around us work like we want them to work.
Okay.
And what are the prices that we pay, and the possibility to to catch ourselves when we do something wrong.
Ooh.
And do tshuva, even though doing the tshuva itself is a price to pay, to say, okay, I did wrong.
Okay.
And I'm letting go. I'm letting go of who I was. And in her case is like all the circumstances that happened, because she created her husband again. And it was letting go of her kids. It was letting go of her house, letting go of everything.
Wow.
And realizing that, I don't know, there's something to me that message is very powerful. That, I love imagination.
Right.
I love superheroes. But at the end, it's like the show shows you, even a superhero, he has some kind of reality to deal with.
Ooh,
and you can't escape that.
Okay.
You can't escape that.
I might have to go back and watch this again. But it was like, did you ever read Stephen King?
No, it's too scary.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have nightmares about this. And you're like, oh no, Stephen King is too scary.
I don't know.
Stephen King had a book, Insomnia. And basically it was, you had this reality, like what you're talking about. And it was people who couldn't sleep and they pushed through this reality that we know, and they were on a different level. So you had people who were regular reality, and then people who had pushed through and they were on the other side of reality. And it was, and like you said, there was control issues going on. And at that point, I think I said, okay, no more Stephen King. Bye. I'm out of here. They talk about in the show a city called Salem. Salem.
Yeah.
Salem, Maine, wherever it is.
Okay.
So there's places in the world that I will never go to. That is one of them. And any part of Maine, because of Stephen King, nope. Not going there. Yeah. Not going there. I think it's a very interesting concept that when you have this reality and you push the boundaries of the reality and then you get to a different reality. Like we can talk about like using it to utilize your potential. There's this Tova Goldman on the other side that is totally amazing and totally living her potential. There's this Yael Shoshani that is totally living her potential. And we just have to push through that boundary to get there. There's like something like stopping us. Like there's this like magnetic shield or something.
It feels like a magnetic shield. But you know what I realized yesterday?
Okay. This is new. This is fresh off the page.
No, I mean, I realized it also other times in my life. But yes, sometimes you like receive an understanding, an inner understanding. Okay. And a lot of mentors say it, but I really, really felt it for a moment. That you can be your like better self, your higher self. Okay. Even now. And how?
I'm listening.
It's actually using not only your imagination, but also your ability to like feel things and feel it as if it's really happening now. Right. So yesterday, I'm doing like now this thing on Facebook to connect to my uterus. and to glow and all kinds of stuff like that.
Okay, what is your uterus saying to you? Is it sending you any messages?
So no,
I'm done.
No. So what I did is like I put two hands on my lower stomach, and I was like,
I'm gonna try this.
I was like, I'm summoning, I'm inviting. Okay. Clients that are really good for me.
Why from your uterus?
Because it's a very powerful
because it gives
organ.
Life?
Yeah. Okay. It's a very powerful organ for a woman.
Ooh. Okay.
And also like it's very exact. I mean, you can't the uterus will want like a baby to grow in it that's right for it, you know. And that's why sometimes we have like natural miscarriage if something's wrong,
because it's not the right time or environment.
Yeah, whatever.
Beautiful.
And
I love that.
So inviting from the uterus is like a very strong place that knows who the right people are for you. And I felt that, and while I was doing it, I felt like, wow, I am already that person on the other side, you know?
Oh, beautiful. I love that.
And I really realized, I went also to another workshop last week about, not selling, but marketing, basically. And she said the thing that sells the most is when you have high energy.
Right.
And when you are happy,
Passionate.
when you are passionate, when you are like, and I realized that this is something that comes to me relatively easily. This is what I've been practicing like my whole life to be with high energy. So like, it's like, this is even too simple. What I have to do is like every day, just like for a couple moments, focus on raising my energy and inviting people, just energetically, you know. And I don't have to do too much on the outside. I have to do it on the inside.
Right. I like that. I hope it works for you. Wow, that's really.
I'm definitely not forcing people. I think, you know, one of the things in this show is that
In WandaVision.
Yeah, in WandaVision, like people are putting on a face of happiness, but they're not really happy inside. And I don't know, there's all this thing about happiness that people say, fake it until you make it. If you act happy, you'll be happy. What do you think about it? Does it really work? You know, sometimes it can work. Sometimes, you know, I'm really upset about something, and then I'll start laughing about it, and it sort of like
shifts.
Yeah, it helps put it into proportion, because most of the stuff we're upset about, it's not life-threatening. It's not, you know, it's just little stuff. But it's like, for us, emotionally, we reacted like, oh my God.
Because we're limited. We can't see past the mountain. We can't see past the whatever the word is, the thing that we can see. What's that word? Horizon. That's a good word. Good word. I was thinking about it in Hebrew. I'm like, what's the word in English? What's the word in English? Like things that sometimes can seem so big and threatening and frightening. It's just like so small in the scheme of things.
But I think also sometimes it doesn't work to put on a happy face. Sometimes you really have to deal with reality, you know,
and accept it.
Yeah, accept it, and say, okay, this is it, you know, and I don't like it, and you know.
I think I'm dealing with right now. My grandmother is not doing well, and so we don't know. Like, I mean, she can pull out of it. Out of both of them, we always said that, you know, oh, my grandfather had this like very strong, dominant personality, but it was really my grandmother that was the stubborn one. And you know, like it's like you don't know, like birth, you don't know when it's going to happen.
Right.
And I'm like, you know, thinking to myself, like, she can, even though she's 97 almost, she can pull out of this, and she can live, you know, in great health for another 27 years, another 23 years, you know, or like eternal life. Yeah. And she can pull out of it, but we automatically go to that negative point in our lives. I think you know, like we automatically go to that, oh my God, that negative. But I mean, if we remember that we're just so small and God is so great, he can do anything. Right. You know, he can do anything and everything is in his power, and we are so tiny.
I'm not sure death is negative. I mean, that's also something that happens in the show. I mean, he's dead, you know. and she's fighting that fact. And I have this book I'm writing about a character who cannot die. And it's very frustrating when you want to die, when you live so long and you can't die.
I think we talked about this, that you would love to live like 300 years.
I would love to live, for a long time. But, at some point when I feel, okay, I've done everything I wanted to do, it was very nice ride.
Nice meeting you. Okay. Sayonara. See you on the other side. Bye.
And I think that is a reality that will probably be available for maybe our kids or our grandchildren someday.
What, choosing death?
No, living long lives.
Well, we see that now.
And healthier lives.
Amen.
I'm not talking about living old and you can't control yourself or your faculties are somewhere else. I'm talking about really, looking good, feeling good, and you just have a lot of time to do whatever God put you on this earth to do.
Amen.
And probably, I don't know how death would be there. But it would probably, it would be some kind of a choice, And I see people, I think death is not a bad thing. I think death is a stage. It's hard for us to say goodbye to people, but I don't think it's a bad thing at all.
I think that it
makes you really appreciate life.
Life, yeah. And you can also grow from it. Yeah. Like you can take that experience, and I think any experience, any negative experience you can take, and you can automatically grow and raise yourself up from. Yeah. Like if you encounter X, Y, and Z in your life, for those Americans, if you encounter that and then you say, okay, wait, this was like a challenge. This was for my own good. You automatically grow from it. You automatically become more experienced. There's a shir that I absolutely adore. It's on my phone. I listen to it all the time. It's by Pesach Kron. Rabbi Pesach Kron, do you know who he is? So he, it's one of the greatest shirs. I love it. And he talks about being a kos shel bracha. Wow. How can you be a kos shel bracha? Like a cup of blessing. Like your cup should run over full of whatever. And he says, if you've gone through an experience and you have become greater from it and you've grown from it, and then you see somebody else going through the same experience, you can say to them, I've been there, it's going to be okay. I mean, like if somebody has a heart attack, right? And somebody else goes to him, oh, it's okay, don't worry, you'll be okay. Who are you to talk? Right. You know nothing. But if somebody else has a heart attack, and he's grown and gone beyond that, and then he goes to somebody and he says, I've been there, I've been in your shoes, you're going to be okay. It's totally different from somebody else who has never been there. So he says, we can all be a kos shel bracha because we've all gone through things, we all have experiences, and then you find that person, and it's not sympathy. You're not sympathizing with the person, you're empathizing. Right. And sometimes it's a fine line. Right. But if you've been there and you've grown and risen up from it, and I think that's true of any negative experience. Yeah. But I don't think I would have the strength to do what Wanda did. Walk away from your house, your husband, your children. I would not. Yeah. And then she's wearing these dated clothes, like she's with the period, but not whatever. And then all of a sudden she's wearing this Marvel costume. I'm like, what? Huh? All of a sudden you just maybe it was her stepping in and acknowledging her true power and not fighting it and not it's an interesting thought. I might have to go back and watch it again. That you're
worthy of your powers when you let go of your illusions.
And your ego.
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
Letting go.
Yeah, I agree.
Illusions maybe, but your ego. It's
what I feel sad about the ending is that she's so alone. I would love to come and give her a hug. Pay a shiva call. Because she's not a villain.
No, she
She's
wasn't.
definitely not a villain. She's you see that she's a person in very strong pain.
Yeah. I don't think she's a villain, but it brings up an interesting question that, like, you know, we have this society that says you have to get married, you have to have friends, and some people are just naturally born to be alone. And it goes against the grain of society that, you know, oh, I'm alone. And you can't say, oh, I'm alone. And it's like some people are actually happy being alone. I don't think she was happy like that, but she fought. You know, she wanted this like normal life. That was all she wanted.
Yeah.
But yet the nature was for her to be alone.
Maybe. No, I don't know if it's nature, but in this scenario, it didn't work. You know, her husband died, but I think, you know, I'm optimistic. Maybe she'll have a second marriage. You know.
Maybe she'll live to see, you know, the coming of the dead, you know, then and Vision will get whatever, and
this time it will be.
And this time it will be fine. But it, you know what? It also brings home another point that, like, we say, oh, if only I had money, or if only this, and if only that, then I would be right. And she had all this power to have everything. And yet, at the end of the day, all she wanted was ordinary. You know, like, appreciate the ordinary moments when things are going fine.
Right.
Those ordinary moments when we have dishes. Thank God we have dishes. Thank God we have food. Thank God we have children to feed, husband. You know, like those ordinary moments that we take for granted.
Right.
So, and that was, I think, if I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about this right now. She wanted just an ordinary life. And she never took that for granted. She never took the ordinary for granted. Whereas we have ordinary every day, and we don't appreciate it, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna connect to my uterus, because I want people to buy the book, buy the postcards, buy the magnets, buy the stickers, buy the coasters. Okay, we're connecting.
Coming by.
Coming by.
Okay, this was the Shmooze. We love you all.
We do.
Tune in again next week. Put a thumbs up. Ring the bell for notifications so you know when we're on air again.
And tell us about your ordinary moments.
Yeah.
I would love to hear what ordinary moments are in your day that sometimes you just take for granted. So we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
On the Shmooze.